Hey everybody, welcome to Playhouse Live, your weekly one-stop shop for all things video game news in the week that was. I'm here with my co-host John.
Hello.
Hello. You took a day off yesterday to recover from the Game Awards.
Yes.
How did you spend that? Did you mostly sleep? Was it gaming? I think you streamed.
It was mostly... we streamed Friday night, and most of the day was gaming. Woke up a normal time. We're old people, so we wake up at like 5:30. And then I jumped into Cyberpunk for a good amount of time just to get a feel for that, and then we streamed.
Nice. Sounds lovely. We had we sat in Discord for a long time after that stream ended.
Yes, we did.
I was drinking a few beers during the actual stream, and it's funny, I didn't feel them affect me, and I rarely get hangovers, but I was up so late that night. I think I went to bed at about 6 a.m. But
Jesus.
I felt the hangover before I went to sleep, and then when I was up, I was perfectly fine, and it was just great.
So all right, so you missed it. You got that hangover. You're like, all right, I'm out, guys. I gotta go to bed, and you woke up fine. Oh God, I wish.
Going to sleep was hell, but waking up was marvelous. It was like a whole new world. It was all bright and warm. It's great.
That's awesome.
So let's get right into our opening segment. One of the last times we're gonna do this, but we're gonna get a visit from Gamer Center, so he's gonna make his way here. John, again, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to vamp.
That's fine.
Until he arrives.
I can vamp. So, hi, I'm John. I've been playing Cyberpunk. I know we're gonna get to it a little bit later when we start talking about Cyberpunk. Because let's be honest, that has been a kind of a crazy release here lately. Like one of the biggest anticipated games, and it's been nuts. I'm going to try and keep on talking like this until Gamer Santa shows back up, so I don't show all my cards before we get to that segment of the show. I do love the blue hat, though, and I might say something in the sense of I have something planned for next week. There we go. Maybe where he's here. Is he Gamer Santa? Can I see?
Yeah.
He's here. Hey, Gamer Santa, what's going on?
Yo ho ho, what's up, my Gamerinos? It's time to do this once again. We are in a special post-Game Awards edition of the Naughty and Nice list. This is where, with my elf helper John, we go through
I'm John.
The past year in video gaming and decide who has been naughty and who's been nice, who gets their snazzy new Nintendo Switch, and who gets a Game & Watch.
Whoa! Hold on. Santa, is Game & Watch really the naughty list? I thought it was Cole.
It's got a juggling game and Super Mario Bros. What do you want? What? It's a snazzy little toy, all right? But
Santa, ask me if you're on the naughty or nice list now.
I don't want to. All right. As for who is this week, we'll quickly do a review of what we have so far.
Yes.
So on the nice list, we have Sony, Microsoft, EA, Capcom, Valve, Epic Games, Jeff Keighley, Devolver Digital, and Stadia.
Weirdly enough.
Yeah, Stadia is the weird outlier there, right next to Jeff Keighley. On the naughty list, we have Activision Blizzard, Nintendo, Square Enix, CD Projekt Red, Bethesda, Ubisoft, Facebook Gaming, and Twitch.
Yes.
I'll ask you once again, John, before we get into this week's new entries, is there any movement you want to do across the list there now that we're done with the Game Awards?
No. I think it actually still sits pretty firm for me. I don't see any movement. I mean, not even Square did pretty good, but not even CD Projekt Red. I think everyone deserves where they need to be at.
John, I got to be honest. I think there's some moves I would make, but this is totally up to you right now. But yeah,
all right.
We'll just move straight on into the new entries. So, number one new entry for today: Yacht Club Games. I feel like this is a loaded one for you.
Nice.
Okay.
Absolutely nice. Not because I love Yacht Club Games, and Yacht Club, please call me. I will be your spokesperson on YouTube. That's fine. No, it's only because they did such a good job at the idea of finishing out Shovel Knight, the entire trilogy, or not trilogy, the entire saga of Shovel Knight. King of Cards was actually not my favorite of the games, but technically one of the most polished games I played in the whole Shovel Knight series. And I'm very, very happy that they are releasing the vinyls for the Shovel Knight's music. Why can't I talk today? I don't know, Gamer Santa. It's just you. I'm like enamored by you, Gamer Santa. But yeah,
you should be. You should worship at my knees. I'm a god, pretty much.
But yes, what?
No, we talk about like the unrelenting passage of time. Did King of Cards come out this year? Because that is weird to me.
I think so, because I beat it this year.
Right.
I know that for a fact, so I'm pretty sure it came out this year. Hold on, let me know.
Does Finn need to play that for Game of the Year discussions?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. I think it's a great game. I like the meta of it. And there's a card game in it. It's absolutely fantastic. But Game of the Year, no, I don't think we need to throw that in there. It's just I have obviously affinity for Shovel Knight. When did this come out?
Rose points out December 10th.
December 10th. Oh shit. I thought it was like May.
Which I feel like counts. It's in that holiday thing. It's probably the first game you played of 2020.
Yeah.
Like Super Meat Boy comes out, we'll get to it later, on the 23rd of December this year. That's a 2021 game. No one's playing that on Christmas Eve. Like, unless you're super hardcore into that.
Tweet us at Inner Playhouse if you are, though. I'd be very interested. Because I'm with you. Like, who's playing that right now? It's going to be a fun game, but yeah, the 23rd, huh?
Uh-huh.
Cool.
So Yacht Club Games manages to sneak their way onto the nice list without releasing the game this year. I don't have anything to say about that. We'll move
They're
on
coming
to the next
out
one.
with good music, and I saw Cyber Shadow. We don't know. Cyber Shadow might drop exactly at the same time as.
Is Cyber Shadow Yacht Club?
Cyber Shadow is published by Yacht Club.
Okay.
It is another indie developer that Yacht Club was like, we want to get this game out there for people to play. We're going to publish it.
Yeah, because that's the thing we'll touch on later. But I remember when Cyber Shadow showed up at the Game Awards, I noticed a lot of people just going, Cyber Shadow. And I was like, why do people care? What is this game? But now I understand why.
Yeah. And let's be honest, no news is good news, right?
Sure.
You didn't disappoint anyone if you didn't release a game this year.
Sure, that will be a theme of today's show. Next entry. Whoever the hell made Ark?
Naughty list, because sweet Jesus Christ. Vin Diesel? Really?
Ooh. That is...
I'll come with the spicy.
That is malicious. That feels like you had some beef with Ark, and this is just your way of getting back with them.
No, I've never played the game. I'll be absolutely honest with you, but it seems like, to me, the idea of putting Vin Diesel in there in the second one is, hey kids, you know the guy that plays the tree? We got him in a game, and he drives fast cars. That's another movie he did. Like, it's so weird that Vin Diesel, not that he's in a game, but that he's in Ark. Like, it just seems like two clashing entities that don't need to, like, should have never crossed paths to begin with. Maybe that just might be me. I'm not 100% sure. I'll also say this. I don't think Vin Diesel's that good of an actor. I enjoy his stuff, but I don't think he's like the one who puts people in the seats when it comes to movies.
John, next year, if this segment, I return for the segment, I'm going to need to bring in like a Santa veto, because you're making some decisions with this list, and I respect you're going for them. You're not backing down.
No, I'm not going to back down. Hell that.
There are some questions I have, but we'll move on.
All right.
Number 3 entry, Housemark.
Housemark.
First of all, do you remember who Housemark is?
Yeah. No. They did, PlayStation 4 launch. It was the best game that they had at the very beginning. Why can I not remember it?
Resogun. They also made Next Machina that generation and are currently developing Returnal for the PlayStation 5.
That's right. We got to put in a meh, like neither nice or naughty, because I'd put Yacht Club in there too.
Here's the thing, and I don't mean to sway you.
I know what you're about to say though. Go ahead.
But if we go to the Game Awards VOD,
yes,
naughty. They did it dirty.
100% naughty. Why would you start a PlayStation exclusive trailer with a door? I know how stupid I sound when I say that too. You started with the door. You got all of our hopes up, and then you crush them. Kind of like little Johnny think he's going to be getting something good from Gamer Santa, and all he's going to get is some coal or maybe a third-party controller, because God knows those suck too. But a door,
hallway,
a door,
dark room, and like they're able to get away with it because like, oh, there's the helmet thing. There's you should have knew it was Returnal from the first second trailer because the little helmet outline. That game is not first person. That is a third person game. Why there's this first person segment that looks identical to PT that they show at the Game Awards? Why would they do that?
I still believe in my heart, my soul, and Gamer Santa, I will bend the knee to you if you tell me right now that they did that to judge the social media swell of pissed off people saying they want Silent Hills.
Right.
That's a judgment.
Rose points out in chat, and this is true. I think I saw Wario64 on Twitter say that the door was not on the YouTube trailer they uploaded later. That is 100% accurate. On the PlayStation YouTube channel, it's a totally different trailer.
Screw that game. No, they effed with us.
This was to piss people off at the Game Awards. That's a hard naughty list.
No, that's a hard. Yep, I'm with you. Jesus.
Here's the thing, John. So excited for that game. Returnal's going to be so great, but naughty list. Anyway.
Yep.
Number 4 entry on the list, Snoop Dogg.
Snoop is always on the nice list. I don't know why we're having this conversation.
Okay. It's hard for me, John, because like Gamer Santa, like, what do you get Snoop Dogg? Like, he has an Xbox Series X fridge already. Like, how do I compete with Phil Spencer?
I don't think any of us can compete with Phil Spencer, though, Gamer Santa.
Right, so what do I get him? What
a Samsung fridge that can run Doom. Or, I don't know, the Game & Watch. The Game & Watch runs Doom.
I bet Snoop Dogg doesn't have a Game & Watch.
He probably doesn't.
No one's thought to get Snoop Dogg a Game & Watch.
Some more grass in his Animal Crossing village. That's what you get, Snoop, Gamer Santa.
Yeah. Some more grass. All right. Hard, nice list. U.S. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
AOC is on the nice list for me.
Okay.
Mainly because she is really looking past the point of, not to get political, past the point of where the old guard is fading out and the new guard is coming in. And she has figured that out, that to get to the people, go to them, and they are on Twitch. Now let's play some Among Us with like Alana Pierce and stuff like that, and really kind of have a connection with people who either are very close to the age of voting or are still in the demographic that are voting, that can vote, and are watching Twitch and playing video games.
Right.
That is a direct line to a solid communication.
Also, the complete opposite of Snoop Dogg for me, in that I can get her an easy gift, which is 50 Twitch gift subs.
Exactly.
For a channel. Perfect.
Yeah.
Easy get. The last entry for today, Sephiroth.
God damn it. Naughty. Nice. Naughty.
I went into this thinking that this was obvious.
Naughty.
Okay. May I make
okay.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yes, please, Gamer Santa. You have the final veto, Santa. Come on now.
I'm just going to say, and I don't mean to sway your vote, but I'm going to make a case for nice. That being, he showed mercy to Mario. Mario is still alive. He could have killed him if he wanted. We know that.
That's very, very true.
He didn't miss.
Steve could have killed Mario. Let's remember that from that trailer as well.
True. A lot of perilous situations. Luigi, they don't care if they kill him. He's fine. Just get rid of him. But like Mario, they have to protect for whatever reason.
Yes. Naughty. I really don't know on this one. Like, not nice in the sense of, I get it. He didn't kill Mario, and Nintendo would have lost their shit, and people would have lost their shit. But naughty in the sense of, I'm wondering. Like, I'm very interested to see what Sephiroth is like in Smash, but I'm also like, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I'm excited, but it's just kind of like, oh, cool, another sword guy. I'm sure he plays great. I'm sure. I mean, it's Masahiro. It's Sakurai. I know Sakurai put his heart, soul, and every IV he can get in Japan into him so he could get Sephiroth right. And I'm not worried about that one. I wanted something a little more oomphy, I guess. If that makes sense?
Yeah. I guess there's just no force in the universe that is strong enough to put Sephiroth on a nice list of anything, really.
Probably not.
So, new additions to the nice list this week. Yacht Club Games, Snoop Dogg, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. New additions to the naughty list, whoever the hell made Ark, Housemark, and Sephiroth.
I really want that in the notes, too, that whoever the hell made Ark. That's all I want. I want to see that in our notes.
John, Santa tried to look this up and failed. Okay. There's like 16 developers listed for Ark. I don't know who to give credit. Yeah, I don't know whoever it is. Whoever's doing it, you're doing all right, clearly. But yes, that was the Naughty and Nice list for this week. We'll be back next week. It'll be the final week of this segment. So this is, developers, Snoop Dogg, US House representatives. This is your last chance to get in that nice list. Also,
I love how we have them and we have no actual influencers or YouTube people or anything along the line where we're at, even IGN and DualShockers, but no, we brought in AOC before we brought in Ninja or something like that.
Yeah, I guess. It's not my fault. It's just how it works. Just how it needs to be done.
I get it.
All right. So yeah.
Yep.
People on the nice list, be on your guard. Naughty list, there's still time to redeem yourself. So we'll see how the final list checks out next week. Until then, it's goodbye from Gamer Santa. Enjoy the rest of Playhouse Live.
So as we wonder what happened to Finn, I actually looked up the developers for Ark, and it's Studio Wildcard Virtual Basement, which, damn it, that is a great name. Shit, why didn't we think of that one, Finn? God damn it, that's good.
What, Virtual
Basement? Oh yeah, that's great. Did you hear about the review from Virtual Basement? Everyone over at Virtual Basement is they're reacting to something.
It's a pretty good name.
I love that.
Yeah, it's really good. We should have taken that.
Damn it.
If only we were 5 years earlier than we were.
Now I gotta look it up. When did they start?
Well, Ark's been around forever, it feels like now.
Yeah, 2015 is when it came out.
Yeah. So I was right, 5 years earlier. Yeah, we should have started.
Yeah, 5 years earlier.
Right. We don't have basements in Texas, John, and I never would have thought of that. Yeah. I don't have basements aren't a thing here. Garages aren't really a thing here.
Really?
Well, some houses, and our house, but we found no use for it. We didn't ever keep our car in the garage, so we converted it into the rest of the kitchen. But
okay. Yeah, we see that the converted garages. Actually, weirdly enough, one of our neighbors down the street has a little arcade in there. We had no idea and was driving home, and all of a sudden I was like, is that an arcade? And there's 4 coin ops in this person's garage, and I'm like, I want to be your best friend.
Yeah. So yeah, we are hot off the heels of a big, long Game Awards show. You can watch the full reactions to everything on our YouTube channel. It's up there right now. But right here, we're going to go deep into all of the big reveals and announcements and talking points. So let's start off with the elephant in the room. Last of Us 2, swept. Just completely cleaned house. Won a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 awards, including Game of the Year. I think there was only 2 that they were nominated for that they didn't win. I think it was Best Art Direction and Best Score.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, completely cleaned house. We have a big, long discussion on the merits of that decision in the post-show of our Game Awards reactions, which I thought was good. But yeah, they totally cleaned house. I was happy that they showed different people coming up to accept awards and not just Druckmann the whole time. Obviously, Druckmann was there
that was
the
cool.
End. Yeah.
I respected that too.
Yeah, big team doing big things. And so yeah, in case they needed any more encouragement from Sony, they just won 16 Game Awards or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think they have a blank check now? Do you think they can just do whatever?
I think so. I think between the Uncharted series, Last of Us 1 and now 2. I think it's pretty much, what do you guys want to do? Go have fun.
Right. And so the question is, what do you think they do next?
I actually want them to go away from both Uncharted and The Last of Us. I think now's the time for a new IP by Naughty Dog. I think you've gotten the foundation. You know what you're going to get from Naughty Dog. It's almost printing its own money. It's a money printing machine.
Uh-huh.
I think now is the time that Sony, if they wanted to like pretty much go, hey, we want you to do this, I think now's the time for them to go, it's time for a new IP. What is a drawing that someone had like 3 years ago that you didn't want to do, and pull that drawing down. Let's see if we can build something out of that.
Uh-huh.
I think that's where they're at now. And that's something I'd like to see, because I know somewhere in 2021, we're all going to talk about fatigue of remakes, sequels, and remasters. So I think now with the PlayStation 5, I think it's now time to kind of like, all right, here is a new IP by Naughty Dog.
Yeah. I think with Sony right now, Naughty Dog, Insomniac, Santa Monica, all blank checks. Maybe Guerrilla 2.
Yes.
I think if Horizon 2 hits, they're up
if
there
Horizon
as well.
2 hits, yeah.
Yeah. And the whole list of the awards they win, just to go over them real quick. Game of the Year, Best Game Direction, Best Narrative, Best Audio Design, Best Performance with Laura Bailey as Abby, Innovation in Accessibility, and Best Action Adventure. Hot take, maybe like lukewarm take, but whatever. Action Adventure should be removed from next year's Game Awards. It's not a genre. I don't know what it means. They mentioned at the start of the show, like, the game that normally wins Action Adventure in all the past Game Awards has won Game of the Year, because most games can be classified as an Action Adventure game.
Yeah, I think it would be nice to get a little more granular when it comes to genres. And I know that's going to be a really hard, especially with some of the ones that do like kind of crossover.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you can, like, this game is 70% this style of game, then I think that's the big category it falls under. And then the next category is something like it's an adventure game, and then about 20% of it is sneaking, or like, so it's a stealth adventure game or something like that. But I think I'm with you. I want to get a little more granular when it comes to what games are genre wise.
The big first announcement that they led with, Sephiroth is announced as the new Smash DLC fighter and will be releasing in December 2020.
I dig that. I actually like that. We were all talking about it too. Just give us what we want to know and tell us it's coming out soon.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. So I'm like, I'm good with that one. Not enough to move Nintendo away from the naughty list. But I'm very happy that it's like, oh, it's coming out in like 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, cool.
Nintendo isn't an naughty list. That never registered with me, but they are.
Yeah.
I have a conspiracy theory as to why it's releasing this soon. And I think that for the past 10 years, Sakurai has had Sephiroth ready to go. And he's just been waiting on the green light from Square Enix. He's been waiting on this day.
I mean, when he got Cloud, he probably wanted Sephiroth first. I have no idea, but once he got Cloud, he was probably like, all right, let's go ahead and build out Sephiroth and let's just have it ready. And it's literally a flip of a switch somewhere in Nintendo's secret bunker that we don't know about.
Yeah. Obviously disappointed that it wouldn't crash. Confident that it will still be Crash next time. But I feel like Sephiroth was better for the Game Awards.
Yeah.
It just had that feel of like Joker hit so hard 2 years ago because it made perfect sense, but was also completely unexpected. Not one rumor had guessed Joker. Not one rumor had guessed Sephiroth either. Yeah. Like, there might have been some joke ones in there, but it's
no one
the
was
weird
taking
thing
it
where
serious.
they don't usually double dip into franchises without having it be an echo character. And so having Sephiroth as this whole other thing is just crazy. It breaks all the rules that supposedly they had. Here's the thing. The Smash community, right? They make all these rules, and they all seem completely arbitrary. And it's like, this is the reason why it can't be this, and this character. And
God, we're gonna die!
The next announcement that happens, it completely shatters those rules, which I think is the best part about Smash. But like, I always feel like when I hear those things, like it has to be a character that's like beloved in Japan, or it has to be, they have to be like a game character or whatever. Like, it could be Goku. You say it can't be Goku, it could be Goku.
It could be Goku. Yeah, it could be anyone. I do like that the swell right before the Game Awards, it jumped back on Sora from Kingdom Hearts, and I'm like, cool. I think that would be a lot of fun, but I think it was Tim who even said, was like, we don't need another sword character. And what do we get? A sword character? Just a longer sword character. So I want to know how he fights, actually, because that's got to be a fact. The reach alone intrigues me enough to see if like he's a sword character, but more ranged with his attacks because of the long sword. That's where I'm interested in Sephiroth, or Spaghetti, however you want to call him.
Spaghetti? Where did that come from?
Okay, so over on our stream when we were doing Final Fantasy VII Remake, one of our Spuddy buddies saw Sephiroth as Spaghetti, and it just stuck. And so now anytime Sephiroth gets brought up, it's always Spaghetti.
He does have spaghetti hair.
He does have spaghetti hair, and I promise you when we get that amiibo, I will be taking a picture of Spaghetti on Spaghetti.
Right.
It has to happen.
So that was a great way to start off the show. Another hot and heavy announcement coming quickly after. The Initiative are working on a new Perfect Dark game. John, this reveal was perfect.
Oh yeah, 100. I loved it because now it sets a weird precedent that in 2021 we're going to get another just giant Xbox bomb, because last year we got the Series X, now we've got the Initiative, and now it's kind of like, all right, what are you guys gonna do next year? Like, how can you top the Series X? And then you're like, oh shit, no, we're gonna give you the Initiative's Perfect Dark, which we've all been waiting on. Like, what are they working on? They've been together for what, a year and a half, 2 years now?
E3 2018, they had that big reveal where they announced the Initiative was a thing, and they also announced they acquired all those studios, including Ninja Theory and all that.
So probably stocking up on staff and getting the right people into places. So let's say probably a year and a half-ish, a year that they've been working on this. And this trailer was freaking great, because I know you and I, we were all like, wait, what is this? Bio-eco-terrorism? Like, where could this go? And just to see, I love the cinematic trailer. I thought it was great. And I'm sitting here watching it now too, because I'm like, oh god, it was so freaking good. Are we a drone? What is going on?
Yeah, Keith suggested at one point that we are the drone. You play as the drone.
We're the drone. And then what was it? It was a... Go ahead.
In itself would be a cool game, playing as the drone.
High def Plague Inc. We got that as well. And I was just like, I don't know, but I just enjoyed the hell out of this, and I love that we're getting this.
I love how they threw us off the scent at the beginning of this with like the interview and like the Microsoft employees talking about eco-terrorism and eco-sci-fi and stuff. And like Perfect Dark was in my head associated with the Initiative, because that was the big rumor. And they just completely threw me off the scent, so that when this reveal happened, you see Joanna Dark at the end, you're like, yes, it makes perfect sense. Oh
my god, I'm excited. I'm interested to see, and I know that we can speculate all we want. Is it going to stay a first-person shooter or the first-person perspective, or are we going to go third-person over the shoulder? That's my next, like, what are we doing? I want to know that. Take your time in doing it, but I want to know what is our perspective in this eco-terrorism Perfect Dark game.
John, to me, that sounds like a bet.
Oh, shit. All right, yeah, let's bet. I'm good. Let's do it.
All right, since you suggested that, I'll let you choose which of the two you think it is.
I'm going to go third person over the shoulder. Oh. I think, weirdly enough, some of the not a lot of the complaints, but there's some complaints about the idea that Sony knows what they're doing. You know what you're going to get with a Sony game. You're going to get a third person over the shoulder, kind of halfway down shot, and you're going to get this good, well put together story. It's just personally for me, every time I think of first person perspective, my mind goes to Xbox. Always.
Get it? Yeah.
I mean, Halo, all that stuff. Gears of War, they have that down pat. I need a complete 180 from the Initiative, and I need a third person over the shoulder, Nathan Drake-esque, Lara Croft remake style Joanna Dark.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take first person easily. I feel like you want the ambitious route. I'll go the safe route. First person shooter. Okay. Still don't know what quadruple A title means, but
yeah, I need someone to define that for me.
But yeah, super, super excited for that. That is, again, I talked about an IP that Microsoft have that is beloved, but is so far removed from the social consciousness that there's no expectation about this game. It could be anything.
And that's why I went with third person. I think they can just pretty much blank slate it. You have the name Joanna Dark. Even, are we 100% sure it's Joanna?
Yeah.
Okay. We have Joanna Dark.
They said like Agent Dark at the end of the trailer, and it's the red hair. So unless it's Joanna Dark's daughter or something, who knows?
Okay.
Although it is far in the future, but is Perfect Dark far in the future? I can't remember. Anyway,
I don't remember. But yeah, that's kind of why I was like, I am with you. I'm gonna go ambitious. I want the third person stuff. I want that because Xbox has first person down. I get it. You have that. Give me something new.
And so what I mean is by like no expectations. Like I feel like this is why Halo was suffering, is because you have to sort of lean into the Halo fan base that already exists. Whereas I feel like if they left Halo for 5 years, when it came back, it could be a totally different game.
I agree, 100%.
So that's what's happening with Perfect Dark right now. I think I'm so excited. Next, we'll move on to 2 quick BioWare announcements. Dragon Age was there.
Yes.
That's about all we can say about it.
Cool.
I'll bring out the trailer right now. I'm sure this meant a lot to the people who love Dragon Age. And I'll talk a little bit more about the next announcement. As for the actual trailer, John, did it leave an impact on you?
I'll be honest, I'm not a Dragon Age fan. Weirdly enough, I liked the first trailer from 2 years ago. I liked that just a little bit better because I don't know why I like logos. I'm a logo freak. I love them. And so this right here, I see what they're doing with it. Oh God, Naki, I know you're gonna love what I'm about to say. Final Fantasy 16, their cinematic trailer left more of an impression on me than this Dragon Age one.
For sure. The big takeaway from me of this trailer is the title itself. It's just Dragon Age.
Dragon Age. And I like that mainly because then it seems, again, inferring and pulling stuff out, that it's a soft reboot.
Implications of God of War 2018.
Yes. And I'm actually very good with that. Like, if you have a round idea of what happened in the previous Dragon Age games, then you kind of are going to at least get a deeper understanding of what's going on. If you have no idea, here's a fresh game, go nuts. And I've really, really liked that concept. So that's what has me excited, because I'll jump into it. Why not? I'm sure someone will talk me into it. I'm like, sure, why not? I'll try it.
Potentially spicy prediction is just that I love that Dragon Age as a series emerged from as the next evolution of the Baldur's Gate series and that sort of gameplay.
Yeah.
And now we're in an age where Larian is heading up Baldur's Gate 3. And so I feel like when that game releases, it's going to blow this Dragon Age out of the water.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I just feel like Larian have that down. And for the people who want that type of game, they can go right back to Baldur's Gate as if it never left. So the next BioWare update, Mass Effect will continue. Anything to say about that, John? It's going to continue. All right. It's so strange to me what BioWare are doing right now. And this, I have a theory, but
okay,
where we're at now is that we know BioWare are making Anthem next, then going immediately into Dragon Age. And after that, they will make Mass Effect... they're currently making Mass Effect Remastered right now as well, in tandem with Anthem next. And then after that, they're making whatever this new Mass Effect is that doesn't even have a title yet.
I think there's a lot. So, okay, I'll come out with the spices. Someone in PR needs to be fired. Mass Effect will continue. There's 100 different things that could have been said.
When we were watching this and people started saying Mass Effect in chat, I assumed this was talking about the remaster. And I feel like that would have led to bigger impact.
Mm-hmm.
But Mass Effect will continue means literally nothing. It means less than the Elder Scrolls 6 thing from a few years ago.
Yes. There was, and I know we didn't get a release date for like Starfield or Elder Scrolls 6, but Mass Effect will continue just as like, yeah, we're thinking about it. It's there. It's all on our minds. Put a pen in it right now, and we'll get to it when we get to it. And I was just like, you're kind of like pushing every person who really loves the series off a cliff, even more so than you did Andromeda.
To me, it kind of screams of BioWare are in trouble. They sense it, and they're trying to announce as much as possible to try and gain back some goodwill.
They're taking the Square Enix route of announcing a new game that won't come out for another 4 years, 5 years.
If we put all our cards on the table, then they can't complain because they're all in the works.
Yeah. Hey, we're working on it, guys. Don't worry about it.
At this point, why not just say we're working on a new IP as well? It'll come out in 2050. Like, why not do that? What's to lose?
You're not wrong. This was so confusing to me. Like, in the sense, let me put a business hat on real fast. This was so confusing to me because unless this game is somewhere in not even early pre-production, but just like an early concept of pre-production.
Yeah.
You had animators animate this thing. The amount of money you spent on probably a 30-second trailer to go, hey guys, we're working on it.
Yeah.
I don't understand that one. That's what upsets me.
That nothing trailer delayed Dragon Age by at least a month.
Yes!
Think of it that way.
Dragon Age got pushed back. Well, what's going on? Well, you know that trailer we talked about with Mass Effect where it said it'll continue? Yeah, we got into more of the budget than we thought.
All right. We want to talk about weird announcements. Arc 2 announced with a trailer starring Vin Diesel.
So the crazy train started with Mass Effect will continue, and then kept on going. The next coach was Arc. And I was just like, what?
To be fair, we were throwing out some pretty crazy shit during the reaction stream.
Yeah.
We suggested Turok. We suggested prequel to Fast and Furious crosswords. Like, they invent the wheel. And that's
so come on, that would have been better.
So much better. The more I watch this actual trailer, the less I like it. Purely because I never know what tone it's going for. Because they have Vin Diesel. That immediately sets a weird tone. And then you have this like little girl that's clearly very important and needs protecting.
Yeah.
And she brings a little bit of charm to the trailer, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're fighting these weird like tribal zombie creatures. And also a dino.
And then dinosaur, yeah.
And so like the kid's having fun, she's smiling, and then like she gets pushed out of the way by an adult who gets just completely munched by that dino. Like blood everywhere, super gruesome. And then they're running away from the dino, and Vin Diesel's carrying her, and she like sticks her tongue out at the dino, who just kills her friend. And so like I can never tell what the vibe is going for. But again, I will tip my hat to the fact that they had Vin Diesel in this trailer, because that got double the people talking about it than would have been talking about Arc 2.
Valid point. I'll give you that one. Question, and I don't know if you know or anyone in chat. Does the first Arc have a single-player campaign?
No.
Okay, so then this seems like a single-player campaign to me. Like a teaser to a single-player campaign. Unless you somehow, everyone is we are Vin Diesel in Arc 2.
Everyone is Vin Diesel.
Everyone is Vin Diesel in Arc 2, and you're just all on the even playing field.
There's
also
the munch. Oh my god.
Also, is it just me, or does Vin Diesel have a very specific bald head that you can kind of pick him out from the crowd, like from the back of his head?
The instant he showed up, everyone had the same reaction. The instant
Vin Diesel?
Vin Diesel, yeah. Not even like a moment to question how that would make any sense. No, it's Vin Diesel. Immediately after this weird trailer, they had another weird trailer announcing Arc, the animated series.
Yes. You know, it's coming out probably before Mass Effect.
Good take. But, John, who knew the Arc was operating at this level?
Apparently not us.
While we were all sleeping, Arc was making plays in the background.
Like, what?
They have Vin Diesel. Hold on. There's at the end of this trailer, there's like a list of actors and stuff that's in it, right?
Yeah.
At the end, it's Vin Diesel and Russell Crowe, Elliot Page, Carl Urban, Gerard Butler, David Tennant.
That is a stacked list of high quality actors.
Yeah, and the show looks really good.
I mean, I'll check it out. I probably will never play Ark, but weirdly enough, and it's mainly because of Castlevania. Castlevania did a really, really good job that I want more of that.
Yeah.
Like the Castlevania show on Netflix. I want more of that. So this at least has my attention.
Uh-huh.
And so I'll try it. How much money does Ark make? And that might be us. We might be idiots. We don't know. I don't know if there's microtransactions. I will be absolutely honest. I will eat crow from what I'm saying. But how much money does that damn game make that you, one, have enough to get Vin Diesel, two, have enough to stack an animated series like that?
Yeah. Nobody predicted this.
No.
Like, if that was in our prediction special, we would have been laughed out of the room. Ark 2 starring Vin Diesel. Like,
someone would have actually came in and like, I know you guys are like building yourself up and trying to be reputable. Let's go ahead and just take that card back and get the hell out of this party. And we're like, oh yeah, you know what? I understand.
Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection was announced.
I am so stupidly excited for that.
Yeah. And so
that game is hard as hell.
Uh-huh.
And
how do you feel about the art style? Because I know it was divisive for a lot of people. I quite like it.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I actually dig it. I think it's, you have to kind of bring things new. And I think this is probably the best way to do it. I mean, I'm always going to love 8-bit. I'm always going to love 16-bit art style. Like pixel art is one of my favorite things. But this art style right here makes so much sense to me that it's, I know I'm going to sound weird when I'm saying this, is it still feels very homage to the original games.
Yeah.
Like it's not spitting in the face. It's not forgetting it. It's there. And I am all in on this. A lot of screaming is going to be happening because of this game. It is hard as hell. I've maybe gotten out of the first 2 levels of this game, and I absolutely love it. The coin op, when we were doing our live reactions, that game is even harder because of the joystick, and it is just ridiculous. Oh, February 2021.
Yeah. Don't know anyone who's beaten this game or even gotten close.
Yeah.
The art style for me was like silly in a good way.
Yeah.
Silly in the same vibe as like I feel like the original game has. Immediately after that was announced the Capcom Arcade something. What was it called? Arcade Stadium.
Arcade Stadium.
Yeah. Which comes bundled with a game. Is a free download on the Nintendo Switch coming February, and will allow you to purchase additional arcade games to add to your collection.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
Really, really neat.
I've played most of these games, actually.
Legendary
1942 is a great shmup.
That's the one you get bundled with, I think, yeah?
Oh, God, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Rose and I have beat 1942 now that I think about it. But yeah, this is Capcom in its early prime, when it understood coin ops and all that stuff. I'd pick this game up, please, when it comes out.
Yeah.
I as long as they put the care into it, which I'm kind of hoping they did if they announced it at the Game Awards, fingers crossed, that this is going to be absolutely great. And I cannot wait to see what else they come out with, Capcom, or just anyone jump on this bandwagon of, this is a good idea. Let's get people remembering the coin op machines and where games started before they were in the home.
Yeah. Reminds me very much of the like Sega Mega Drive and Genesis collection thing. Trailer has that same vibe. And I love, I just love Switch as a retro machine, and this just cements it more as that.
Yep, I agree.
Very cool. So yeah, I look forward to that in February 2021. Returnal releases 19th of March 2021 also.
Yeah. Wow, that is stacked.
Yeah.
Holy shit, okay.
Yeah, I got the trailer up that was in the Game Awards that shows the dumb PT thing. but this is just like ripped out of the Game Awards show. This is like IGN's video. If you go to the PlayStation YouTube channel, it's a totally different trailer.
It's not there.
It's totally different.
See, that's PT. God damn it, man.
So yeah, Housemarque are brilliant at making games. This is a step up for them. And I think they're able to take on that ambition. There are more reasons why, but like March 2021 is looking good.
It is really looking great.
Really good.
Housemarque, are they quote unquote like second party Sony?
Yeah, no,
I don't think it. Okay, cool. That's what I thought. I was like, I'm pretty sure Housemarque's second party. Okay.
Yeah, they haven't bought them. I imagine if Returnal does well, they will buy them.
They will.
But they sort of occupy that Blue Point space where Insomniac was before the purchase.
The motion.
Yeah.
Okay. Good for them. We both love Housemarque. Blue Point's doing good. I'm in on this game. I can't wait.
Mm-hmm. Super Meat Boy Forever releases on the 23rd of December 2020.
Didn't this game get announced in like 2018?
Yeah, I feel like I've seen 200 trailers for this game.
Yeah, I want to say it was an Indie Direct at one time. Like this was like, one more thing.
Yeah.
On Nintendo. I never beat the first Super Meat Boy. I played it. Hard as hell. This is a game right up my alley. I don't know if I'm going to play it though.
Really?
Yeah. Like I love Tough as Nails games. I love that it's an endless runner. I don't know, but I don't know what I'm going to be doing in a week?
Yeah. For me, it's a perfect January game. It could be a dark horse for our Game of the Year discussions. Like if it turns out to be just perfect, just a perfect evolution of Super Meat Boy, it could be what I bring because I love the first one. Point. It Takes Two by His Light also coming out in March 2021 on the 26th. Great freaking trailer.
Can I be honest to you?
Go ahead.
I completely forgot how zany It Takes Two it was.
Right. Because
I completely I was shocked at this trailer. I'm like, I don't remember ever seeing anything like this.
Yeah.
And I know we watched it together, and I'm like, am I watching the same game?
Because you think of His Light and you think of A Way Out, which is super serious, very dramatic, very cinematic, and this is just taking some of the good co-op aspects of A Way Out and just go in a completely different direction with it. Joseph Fares was super stoked about the sheer amount of gameplay this game seemingly has. Like, there are 20 different things they show you doing in this game in the trailer.
I can't wait.
The concept behind it is really, really good for me, and I think this will be really good for couples. Like, you and Rose playing this will be amazing, because the concept behind it is that these two are a married couple with a kid, and they get into arguments and stuff, and the kid doesn't want them to fight anymore, and so she wishes to transport them into her toys, and they now need to become humans again with the help of this book of love that's trying to get them back together. Like, just kiss already. So I think it's going to be just so fun.
I'm in on this one.
Yeah.
It looks fun. I like the zaniness. Because it is such a 180 from the first game.
And again, one of the things I think is really great is they're bringing back the friend pass for this, which, again, with A Way Out, say if us two were playing this, if I bought the game, you'd be able to play with me without purchasing another copy. I can just give you a key.
That is genius.
Yeah.
Like, if your main mechanic is the co-op concept, to do that, that is absolutely genius. Just, here's the extra game so you can buy it with a friend. Because we've all had it. Oh, I'm going to pick up this game. It's co-op. You should pick it up too. Yeah. And you don't have the $40, $50, $60, $80, $100. So this is making gaming a low barrier of entry again. And I love that.
Yeah. I really hope I get to be the girl character because she seems fun and zany. Also, on that very same day, the 26th of March 2021, Monster Hunter Rise releases on Nintendo Switch.
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah, big day. Big month.
Big day. I think Nintendo changed that for everyone too. When they released the Switch in March, people found out that, this is literally a dry month and we can load bigger games here and people are still going to enjoy it, kind of knocking away the idea of the fall where everything drops in the fall Christmas months. And I love this now.
Yeah. I have Behind me, I have Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I have Horizon Zero Dawn free and behind me. Came out the same month, March of 2017.
Yep.
And so I feel like God of War came out in like March, or it was initially March, then moved to April. But that spring game window was such a sweet spot for big games.
I agree.
I think it's way better than this big gold rush of November that everyone seems to be hot on. So yeah,
too much panic attacks trying to play all the games in November and December, in even October. Monster Hunter Rise, though, I've admitted to it. I like the verticality of this, of what they're showing. I want to pick this one up and actually give a Monster Hunter a full chance. I played a little bit of World with Rose and Dr. Swoos, and it didn't click with me, and I don't know why, and it's probably because I just didn't give it enough time to click.
Yeah. I just love the idea that, like, me and my buddy playing It Takes Two, and in the meantime, in the back of my head, I know that, like, a bunch of you guys are just on hunting monsters on Switch together. It's so jolly. Such a jolly time to be alive. I can't wait for March. God, it's going to be sick. The airship is coming to Among Us. A new map coming in early 2021.
That looks cool.
Looks cool.
Like, it looks great. I like the different locations, and especially with this one, because some of these games, it's one of those, if you don't get in early, you kind of don't know what's going on. And so I like that they canceled Among Us 2. And correct me if I'm wrong, I want to say to make sure that they could optimize, make Among Us better, and create better or more maps.
Yeah.
Because there was rumor for Among Us 2. So I love this. I've had a blast playing Among Us when I have played it. Obviously, it's so much better with friends or casual acquaintances instead of absolute strangers, but I'm down with this. I can't wait to play this.
Yeah. I love the idea. I mentioned this during the stream as well. I just love the... Among Us is a game where I get stressed out. I hate... It should be a thing I love because I love lying in video games, but I absolutely hate being the imposter in this game just because I feel like everyone knows it better than me, and I just won't be able to lie. Adding more opportunities to lie, like you see in this trailer, you can choose your start room after every meeting. Mm-hmm. That's just another opportunity to try and be sneaky. Like, no, I started in this other room, so I couldn't have been over there, but you could have.
Why was I over there?
Yeah. So good. And yeah, we'll talk a little bit about Among Us later when we come to Game Pass discussions, but moving on now. Humankind releases April 22nd, 2021. This, there was a lot of good trailers, like even the Vin Diesel one, but I think this might be my trailer of the show. I didn't.
Do you think they were rendered with the power of the Xbox Series X?
Potentially. Again, you see me in the reactions video.
You were losing it, dude, and I freaking loved watching it.
I was losing it towards the end, but at the beginning, I was sure this wasn't Humankind. I was like, this isn't Humankind. They don't have this budget. And it was. And I was like, oh, good. But this trailer is so great. Like, I love Civilization games. Civilization 6 is iterative, and it fixes a lot of things, but it's getting stale. The formula is getting stale. And I think that this being a whole new series, it has a lot of room to do weird, zany stuff.
Yeah.
And so this seems to be focused less on, like, alternate history and just completely doing, like, unthinkable stuff. You see, like, samurais fighting World War I guys. The trailer was just very, very good in my head, and completely sold the game for me. I'll be picking this up on launch day, probably, and jumping right into it. I hope it meets my expectations. Then moving on to the probably last big announcement of the show, which was a sizzle reel for Game Pass. Again, like every conference now, I feel like Xbox has an easy showcase where they can just announce a bunch of drops for Game Pass. I think they knew what they were doing when they opened with Skyrim.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there are a bunch of Twitch clips where like people are like, oh, Skyrim, it's here again. Ha ha. But they knew.
They knew what they were doing.
They know the memes.
We say it every single time someone talks about Game Pass. It is the best value in gaming hands down.
And so
go ahead.
No, I was just going to go through the list. So the games that are coming is Skyrim on the 15th of December, Neoverse, which is a game I haven't heard of, Killer Queen Black coming to the console versions of Game Pass. Great.
Yes.
The Medium coming on the 28th of January when it launches. Cyber Shadow, we talked about earlier. Among Us, great. For anyone who doesn't already have that game, it was like $4 or whatever, like on Steam, but like, great that it's there.
This is the PC version of it.
Yeah. Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 remastered, and Yakuza 6 Song of Life. And I think Yakuza 0 is already on Game Pass.
If I remember correctly, yes. Yeah. I think one... Oh, no, it's Kiwami and Kiwami 2, I think, are on Game Pass as well.
Got it.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a great drop of games. And again, Cyber Shadow is the one where like people like threw up their eyebrows at it, and I was like, what is this? What? But now I get it.
This?
It's the Yacht Club published game, which I guess is like the seal of quality now.
Yeah, actually.
So yeah, a lot of good stuff at this year's Game Awards. I think it was really light on actual awards. Like they bundled a bunch of them up. They got a lot done in the pre-show. Like a hell of a lot done.
I remember us watching it last year, Rose and I was like, wow, how many do they have to do? And I do remember Cindy Goodman, and she just powered through like 15. I was like, what are we doing? Why is this going to take so long? And now watching it again and sitting here and doing it on Thursday, it's kind of one of those, all right, so now they're celebrating gaming along with, here's some new stuff coming, which the right balance, that makes a lot of sense to me.
I think the pacing was good for this show. I think if I was structuring it, I would have put either Sephiroth or Perfect Dark closer to the end.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I think the only thing they were missing is that one last thing.
Yeah. And so I can see Jeff Keighley in my head looking at the paper, and he's like, because the last thing they announced before the fucking Game of the Year segment was Mass Effect will continue. And I'm sure Jeff Keighley looking at this, he's going, we'll end on Mass Effect. Strong
He's gonna do it. I trust those guys over at... Oh my God.
And it just didn't land, but I'm sure that's what they were thinking. But yeah, I think overall the pacing was quite good. It was a fun night. And I never go into it... I never go into it with the same mentality as a press conference anymore. Like, I wasn't taking it seriously. I was drinking and talking shit with you guys and imitating Jacksepticeye. Like, it was a fun night. And then I had a bunch of cool stuff to talk about afterwards. So yeah, good Game Awards. Really good. And also, the Game of the Year medley gets me every single time. This was, I think, the best.
Yes.
And ending with the orchestral rendition of Animal Crossing was so epic, and way more epic than I expected it to be.
It was so good. It's weird, like, and you're right, that medley that flows through, because you've got every genre when it comes to those games, and so you're hearing like the suspense of Ghost of Tsushima, the banjo when it comes to Last of Us 2, and then you have this light fluffiness that is Animal Crossing, and you're like, yeah, I feel it. I'm good with this. This is great. It
was getting me emotional. And like, notorious hater of Animal Crossing and all the people who like it. But no, for real, that was an awesome show. So now we will get into our next big story, or compilation of stories, basically, at this point, is Cyberpunk 2077 launch being a little bit rocky, a little bit iffy.
Yes.
John, let's start off with you. You've put a few hours into it now. What is your initial impressions of diving into the Cyberpunk world?
I'm about 6-ish hours into it right now. I'm actually I'm liking it now. Let me say it that way. I'm liking it now. When I first got into it, that first hour, 2, maybe even 3 hours, I had no idea what I was doing, in the sense of like nothing came out like swinging for me. And I know after we were done with our post show, we all hung out on Discord and we were talking. Rose and I made a character. I went back and I was like, I don't connect with the character that we made, so we got to do a new one. So we woke up that Friday and we made a new one, and that's the one I've been doing with now as a street kid. But yeah, that first 2-ish hours, I got to I liked what was going on, but I'm like, this is just your normal first person shooter-esque style game with some cool gameplay and some cool like cinematics.
Mm-hmm.
The like Night City is dense as hell, and it was fun to do that. And then when I got to a point, which I heard was like, once you get to this point, everything opens and then you can go nuts. But if you can get to that point, then you start having fun. And I got to that point earlier today, actually. And that's when everything opened up. And that's when it was like, okay, now I get it. And thankfully, from, like I said, 6 hours, I think from hour 4 on, all the pieces started like fitting together. Like you started making those connections with mob bosses, they're called fixers, if I remember correctly, but mob bosses.
Mm-hmm.
Your buddy Jackie. Oh my God, I love that man. That man is so freaking cool.
All right.
But yeah, it took a little bit to get there, but then once it did, it's been great. I'm playing it on the Series X, so not as many hiccups. I know we're about to go talk about the shit that's gone down. My biggest oopsies that's been happening, one was there was a couple just literal 30 seconds of frame stoppage. Like I had no control, nothing happened, and then it just kind of kicked itself back in. And then weirdly enough, the update that came out today, as we're recording this, actually froze my Xbox.
Oh,
so
okay.
I had to turn off my Xbox, turn it back on, and then everything was fine.
Yeah. So some major performance issues and hiccups, as you mentioned, with the game, mainly on last-gen consoles.
Yes.
I haven't dove into the game myself.
Yeah.
But I was watching some like coverage on some Digital Foundry stuff, some other like console comparison stuff. And I always think about going back to this, like the initial release date for this game was April of this year. Yes. Which is insane to me. And this was always supposed to be a this-gen game. This isn't even the next-gen version. But this game was clearly not made to run on PS4, Xbox One hardware.
No.
One S is consistently below 20 FPS from the videos I saw. And the textures are just... like,
it's awful.
There's writing, you can't read it. There are people that walk up to you and they're just meshy blobs. Like, there's no faces there or anything. I was talking about this in our Discord as well, but I have a buddy who was super excited to get into this. And he's, like, kind of into gaming, but not as, like, up-to-date as we are with the news and the Twitter stuff. And I saw him... He was downloading it, and it takes ages to download. This is a big game, lots of patches. And so, like... right then was when I started to look at videos and like how it ran on PS4s and stuff. I was like, oh no. I didn't want to message him then and just bum him out. Because I knew...
that game you're downloading, it's going to suck.
I know the way the PS Store works is that when you start to download, you can't refund unless the game is faulty. Which I don't know if that applies to this version of Cyberpunk. I hope he can get a refund if he wants it. But... I didn't want to just completely bum him out, and he started messaging me like a day or two afterwards, and it's like, there's a lot of bugs in this game. Are they going to fix it with a patch? Like, how long should I wait? Like a week or two? And I was like, oh, bud, this might be a bit longer. And it's like, but it'll be perfect once the patches are there, right? And it's like, I don't know. It's like limited by your hardware. And like the videos I seen of it running on PS4 was like choppy, but I don't even know if it was... I assume they were running it on a Pro, but my friend's operating on a base PS4.
I've heard like base PS4 that you don't get out of like 15 frames per second. We were watching something while we were eating lunch, and they were showing like capturing on it was a PS4 Slim, and holy shit, this thing was like just so choppy. Especially there was a car chase scene at the very beginning of the game, around the beginning of the game. And you can feel the frame rate as you're watching this. I am very lucky that I have a Series X, and I did not have the frame rate issues. I turned mine on performance mode where it is locked at 60, and it looks good. I'm not going to say that there weren't weird like hair issues, but that happens in any game. But I can only feel, and I feel so bad for people who actually bought this game on a Slim, a base PS4, or a base one, or even the next step up, because I don't even know how How was this game even released? I'll ask the real question. Why was this game even released right now?
Yeah. And again, I think they could have got away with saying, or release it on PS5, Series X, Series S, PC.
Yeah.
But, and again, that was what they cited the delay being 4 weeks and weeks ago. We talked about it in the show. But like, it was to fix the glaring issues with the last gen versions, which I can't imagine what state it was in then. Yeah. Now, just like still as bad, I guess. I would really like for them to come out and just say, like, offer full refunds to those who bought it on PS4, Xbox One.
Well, that's funny, though. If you think about it, that's what I'm playing it on. Even though I'm playing it on my Series X, I am playing the Xbox One version of this game. If you got it on the PS5, you're playing the PS4 version of this game.
Yeah.
So it's one of those. It's a weird place to be in, dropping the most anticipated game of the year, and it has been delayed 4 times. We're on 9 platforms, actually. Yeah, I think we talked about it. It's 9 completely different platforms. Mm-hmm. And the fact that I've heard nothing about Stadia. Like, Stadia is the best place to play this damn game.
Yeah.
Like, what? Yeah, Cal and chat, you're right. Like, 720p, there are systems that are struggling to get it to 720. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, how?
Yeah, so this was never supposed to be a game for this gen. And I talked about before we went live, John, like I was debating in my head for a long time, like, I have Valhalla, I have Cyberpunk. Which do I start with? And even, like, this is me on PS5. I'm like, easily, I'm just going to go into Valhalla, because I know for the most part that game works, and I'll have a good experience. And then maybe when I'm done with that game, Cyberpunk will be in the state they wanted it to be in from release.
Yeah. That is the right way to go, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I haven't heard very many about complaints on the PS5. I'm sure you're going to have exactly what I had. It's still good. Mm-hmm. In the sense, and I'll say that I don't want to spoil anything. In the sense of story, I had no idea what they were going to do. And then when I found out how this story is going to progress and what is the main antithesis of the story, I was like, oh shit, I've never heard anyone do that before. This is great. Right. Let me see how this keeps on going.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be a great game once it's done.
Once it's finished.
Yeah. The other major issue that was circling around this week is, and shout outs to Leanna Rupert at Game Informer, who first reported this, a major issue with the games regarding the brain dance sequences. And so I'll just read the quote from the article. A common trigger for epileptics in media are rapid blinking lights, specifically of the red and white variety. When suiting up for the brain dance, especially with Judy, V will be given a headset that is meant to onset the instance. The headset fits over both eyes and features a rapid onslaught of white and red blinking LEDs, much like the actual device neurologists use in real life to trigger a seizure when they need to trigger one for diagnosis purposes. If not modelled off the IRL design, it's a very spot-on coincidence, and because of that, this is one aspect that I would personally advise you to avoid altogether. When you notice the headset come into play, look away completely or close your eyes. This is a pattern of lights designed to trigger an epileptic episode, and it very much did that in my own personal playthrough. So that was obviously a big thing. So as CD Projekt Red came out immediately and said, we're looking into this, we'll fix it. And they have now updated the game. As you mentioned, you had the patch. The big thing for this patch, among many other bugs, was that they were fixing this issue. So again, quoting Leanna Rupert at Game Informer, her update. Earlier this week, I opened up about how one of the most dangerous aspects of the game, the brain dance sequences, was incidentally designed in a way that medical professionals use to trigger seizures for diagnostic purposes. That design caused me a grand mal seizure, which inspired me to write a small guide about how epileptics and neurology-sensitive players could navigate around and still enjoy Night City. Since then, I've spoken with CDPR in conjunction with the Epilepsy Foundation about how a small change can make a huge difference. With the new Cyberpunk 2077 update, that change is reflected inside of the new patch notes. The patch note being, it's in the patch notes. This is a huge win for both the industry and gamers because these changes to make the game safer don't have to mean the total removal like many assume. This is the work I've been doing for many years, and to see studios respond productively and kindly means the absolute world. Yeah. without a doubt, they had to be on the ball with this one. They had to get it right.
Yes.
They just couldn't let that slip. But it does make me angry that a studio of the scale of CD Projekt Red working on a game of this scale, you have to assume didn't have some sort of accessibility advisor on their team. Because the way she describes this as almost one-to-one similarities with the actual real-life thing they use to trigger seizures.
Dude, it was weird. I don't suffer from seizures. I suffer from chronic migraines.
Yeah.
So like lights, specific style of lights actually just instantly turn on a migraine for me.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw this and we're like, you have to do this in the game because it's actually story. And I was like, okay. And we did it this morning. So Rose and I were sitting in our gaming space and we were sitting there and like, I looked at her and like, I think this is it. And it is literally like a weird VR headset that comes onto your head and you got these like lights on both sides. Like you can still see around everything, but it's just starting to flash. And I'm like, I think this is it. And so they started flashing and I was being stupid. I'll be honest. I was like, all right, I'm going to see what it will do to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it did a couple flashes and then we were done and we went into the brain dance and I was like, okay, maybe people who have more can be affected by that worse than I did. That really tipped them off and that sucks. I don't want that to happen. We want games to be accessible for everyone. We got out of that brain dance and right into another one. And that sequence was longer and faster. And I was like, okay, yeah, this would have, if I had seizures, I can only imagine. Cause I turned my head away and I was like, I can't look at this because I know it's going to kick on a migraine. So I turned away. I even think Rose turned away. But the fact that they didn't think about that, like there's this point of we want games to be real.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone called a neurologist and was like, hey, we're looking at doing this. And no one went, you sure that's a good idea?
That's the thing. You have two options. Either they have an accessibility advisor on the team and if they were qualified, they surely would have pointed this out to the team. And in that scenario, the only thing that could have happened is the team said, no, this is part of our creative vision. It needs to be the red and white blinking lights, which I'm sure is not the thing that happened. I'm sure what just happened is they were passive about accessibility. In terms of actual like accessibility options and menus I've been reading about, it seems like there are options there, but they're like the bare minimum, what you come to expect from a AAA game. Nothing special, nothing. Yeah. And just like an oversight like this is just nuts. And I'm glad they were able to fix it quickly. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
But
I want to say after that patch too, and I don't remember this. So before patch, I don't remember them saying, hey, they're like legit flashing lights that are going to cause seizures. I know most games have that, but when I did the patch and brought the game back up, obviously it went through the loading screens and it was a giant title screen card of like epileptic seizures can happen because of a specific point in the game, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's got to be for the patch as well. I have not been to a brain dance since that patch. I know I'm going to have more in there, but I'm almost to the point. I'm at the idea of, I agree with you in the sense of where was the advisor to all this of the accessibility? And then the next part would have been, where was the common sense on this one of like, what'd you guys do today? Oh, you know what? We called a neurologist to figure out how like seizures get triggered so we can put that in our game.
Yeah.
Hold on. Repeat that again. Just say it out loud and listen to what you just said.
Yeah. And so it seems like from Leanna's article that this was an accident. They just designed a thing that was, or at least that's the line they're towing to her, is that this was accidental. This was obviously not done, designed off that real life diagnosis tool. But that is mostly fixed now. Again, with any game, especially with sci-fi games with lots of bright lights, you should be careful anyway. But that's no excuse.
Yes,
at all.
100%.
Yeah. And so the other thing from this week regarding Cyberpunk is we love him. Jason Schreier wrote an article about CD Projekt Red will issue full bonuses to staff which was previously dependent on achieving a Metacritic score of 90+. And just to read out the follow-up tweets based off that article, team leads at CD Projekt Red gave out bonus performance tokens to employees every month, a system that some say has implicitly encouraged developers to crunch to get tokens you'd want to show your boss. You were working longer and harder than your peers. In the email, studio head Anna Badowski said that it was his and the board's responsibility for Cyberpunk 2077's messy launch. We underestimated the links and complexity involved to make this a reality, and still you did everything you could to deliver an ambitious special game. Okay. Those performance tokens seem Orwellian to me.
Mm-hmm.
Here is your monthly bonus, but it's like McDonald's cash, like Monopoly money. And you can only redeem it if this game turns out to be really good, which is also dependent on you staying after work.
and based on the opinions of people.
Right.
That one blows my mind. I pulled it up real fast. On Metacritic, it is sitting at a 90.
Flat 90. Has been dipping below and above this past few days. Okay. Yeah.
All right, flat 90 on OpenCritic. It's sitting at a 91. I wanted to check that just to be like, okay, are they saying that because it's going to slip under an 80, or they anticipate it slipping under a 90? Yeah.
But that's the thing, like, this game's been worked on for 7 years, and people were working under the assumption that if this game wasn't good, we're not getting our bonuses. And so that encouraged them to work as hard as possible on that game to achieve a high Metacritic score. Which is so much more than a culture and like artists wanting to do well. It's such a pressure thing. And again, he says it himself, Adam Badowski, in this email, like it was his and the board's responsibility. Like we talk about this all the time. Crunch is a failure of management, and how no one saw this weird token system as being wrong and exploitative. I don't know.
Comes back down to common sense is what I'm just going to sit on common sense. That is going to be my soapbox for a long time. I can tell.
And so it comes down to like, again, like I'll probably still play this game, but like I can see why people say like, I'm not going to support this anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is your prerogative, honestly. If you don't want to support it, don't support it. We're not going to tell you yes or no. I've been waiting for this game since 2012 when it was announced. I want to see what it's like. But like I said, it's their games. Go have fun. If you don't want to support it, don't support it. That's you. Do you, boo.
And also, we're like, this is going to be in the discussion for Game of the Year, whether it's what we choose or not. But yeah, it's sort of like this weird pressure on us to play it as well for like content purposes and stuff. But moving on then. To some other news stories that, in any other week would have been in the main slew of headlines, but there was so much to go through this week. First one being Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake has been delayed to March 18th, 2021. For me, this is less of a bummer and more of another instance of March being stacked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something's going to get pushed. It has to. I hope they're going in there and redoing the character models. That's what I want out of that. And I know that's a big ask, especially in March. But that remake, that trailer did not give me any sort of goosebumps or any kind of, oh, they're really doing so. It seemed a little weird. So I hope they're going back to clean that stuff up.
Yeah. I think this is just the common remaster strategy where this is laying the groundwork for hopefully a new full-blown Prince of Persia. That I'm sure is already being worked on somewhere. Halo Infinite's new release window is fall 2021.
This should have been huge news this week. I'm with you, and it's in our bonus stories on our doc, and I'm like, shit, that's a full year. We were told this game was going to be launch Xbox Series consoles, and it is going to be it is not even in the launch window now.
Yeah.
It is a year late.
And
I think this is a good thing, though.
Yeah, it's sort of that weird thing where you look at this headline and you're like, oh, that's longer than I expected. This game's not doing well. It's losing directors left, right, and center. But also, of course, this will be a knock-on effect of that. If you're going to delay the game, if you can't meet the Xbox Series X launch window, then why not go all the way? You know what I mean?
Just push it out.
Yeah.
Do what CD Projekt Red should have done. Just push it out. We'll get it all taken care of.
Yeah. They've got a lot of work to do in that game. And again, people were saying how they wanted this to show up at the Game Awards just to like say that it was still being worked on, basically. But again, anytime you have to do an E3 or do a Game Awards, that adds like a month to the schedule, because they're not working on the game. They're working on what they're making for that show, which is development time that could be better spent elsewhere. And so I'm glad it didn't show up at the Game Awards at all. And yeah, hopefully next time we see it, it'll be in a better spot.
Also, that just blows my mind. Oh, I want to see Halo Infinite because I want to know that they're working on it. You don't think they're not?
Well, like, the game's in trouble. Or the game
game isn't in bad shape. Like this push is really because of what they showed in July. It was June or July where it was annihilated, and I know 343 was like, oh shit, we were not prepared for any of this. So yeah, I get why it's got pushed back. I understand why people want to know it's still being worked on, but I hope fall 2021 is what they need.
Yeah. Not strictly gaming news, but I thought it was worth mentioning here anyway. Funimation and Sony is set to acquire Crunchyroll for nearly $1.2 billion. Dr. Evil.
I love this. This $1 billion. This is great. I love this. I hated when Crunchyroll, it was Sony bought Funimation, pulled it away from Crunchyroll. That was 3-ish years ago. Lost so many good anime, so many good shows. And then I bounced back and forth between both of them for a little bit, but I am so happy that everything's under one roof. I know it sounds bad to say that, but I love that I'm going to have to only pay for a Funimation or Crunchyroll subscription.
Like you said, it was a few years ago, and it was a great time to be an anime fan, because these two behemoths were like one happy family. And like you only had to subscribe to one. If you like dubs, go to Funimation. If you like subs, go to Crunchyroll. And they split up after Sony bought them. But now Sony bought Crunchyroll as well. So
screw it. Come on, guys. The party's back. I'll piggyback off this one. Funimation is dropping their app on Switch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is this after this?
After this, yeah. I don't know when it's supposed to happen, but I know it was announced earlier today that Funimation is putting their app on Switch, so you're not going to be able to watch your animes on Switch. So we're gonna find that real fast. I'll send it to you.
Yeah. We'll keep part of me hates this again from the perspective of like giant monopolies are always bad. I like having competition in any industry is a good thing, and this is backdoor shady deals for sure. But also it's front door happy deals because again, I think what they're gonna do now is Sony now owns Aniplex, Funimation, and Crunchyroll, which is an insane sentence if you know your anime. I think what they're going to do is that Aniplex is going to be... They're going to keep the 3 brands because losing that brand recognition is bad. But I think what's going to happen is Aniplex is going to be their licensed distributor, DVDs, Blu-rays stuff.
Yeah.
Funimation is going to be purely dubbing because that's what they're good at. Yeah. Crunchyroll is going to be the streaming service that houses all of these things. Because Crunchyroll have the better website, they have the better player, they know what they're doing. Funimation has a lot of good exclusive shows and some great dubbing work, but it's like locked behind a player that doesn't work 50% of the time, and so
it's lacking.
Yeah, and so I think that's what they're going to move it around to be. It'll probably take some time, but you can bet your bottom dollar that at some point they're going to merge these subscriptions into one mega subscription. And so now the only anime like competitors we now have this big merger of Sony, High Dive, and Netflix, and Amazon Prime kind of count, but they haven't been really caring this past few seasons, so they're not really a player.
Okay, so it is a rumor so far. It's like Funimation's teasing Nintendo Switch announcement, and it's mainly because Funimation tweeted out a picture of a purple Joy-Con in a dock.
Yeah.
So it's a rumor, more than likely going to happen, but we'll chalk that under just a rumor right now.
Mm-hmm. Should I bring up the rumor index?
No.
Okay, not worth it.
Let's not do that one.
Frosted Flake for sure. Windjammers 2 delayed to 2021. John,
I'm upset about this one.
Oh, okay.
I love Wind.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Windjammers.
Oh God, I love Windjammers. It's so good.
Yeah. We should have a Windjammers tournament when this game comes out.
I'm in. Let's do it. I'm in.
the main reason they cite for delaying this game, and I mentioned this to Tim in the Game Awards show because I thought he'd be interested, is so that they can add in rollback netcode, which is something Tim loves to go on about being important for fighting games, and making sure that online play is good. And they were very explicitly like, we need online play to work as good as possible from the start so that we can build up a competitive community around this game. And if it's...
What?
Yeah.
You mean there's someone's thinking outside the box a little bit? Like, we want this to like be something. Huh. Who knew?
I feel like that's what happened kind of with Killer Queen Black and sort of depressed me a little bit, is that online was a little bit buggy and janky at the start. And I feel like the community for that died really quick. And it's so hard to bring that back up, which is why I'm excited about the Game Pass thing. Because I feel like that is an instant way for multiplayer games to like go back up.
What is this again? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be like, what is this? Okay, let me try it again. And yeah, I hope it swells because Killer Queen Black is great too. Oh my god.
We should have a tournament of that as well at some point.
I'm good. Let's do it.
And then final news story of the day. Netflix announces new Sonic the Hedgehog 3D animated series coming in 2022. You're laughing, John, but I'm so excited.
I'm gonna watch this. I can't wait. I think we talked about it. You and I talked about it, or maybe it was someone else, but it reminds me of Sonic Boom, and I have nightmares about Sonic Boom playing that game, which I know I've been told the Sonic Boom show is actually really good.
Charming, yeah.
But I'm going to be honest, I have a problem with it because of how much they changed the character model. Oh. I'm looking at you, Knuckles. I'm just going to be absolutely honest. I'm looking at you. Kind of like, I don't want to watch the Nickelodeon new animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because their character models are just so insane to me. And I'm like, okay, this kind of hurts. But you know what? I hope it's good.
Yeah, no.
I want it to be good. I like Sonic. You don't, and I love that we can come here together and talk about video games.
The Sonic Boom character designs were just awful, and that's what I kind of love about the Sonic Boom series is they leaned into that, in a really funny way. But I feel like when I saw this headline, I thought they were talking about the Sonic movie sequel coming to Netflix. I thought that was what the thing was, and then I had to look at it again. It's like, no, it's a whole series, dude.
Don't look at what Rose just put. Please, for the love of God.
No. Sorry, I had like a weird crossing of the streams moment where when she wrote that, I had. Did you ever watch the Skylanders Imaginators animated series?
I watched maybe 20 minutes of it, and only because when Crash showed up. Right. That's when I was like, what the hell is happening? So let me just I watched that little I want to say I watched that episode. I'm not 100% sure, but I know I watched at least 10 minutes of that, and I was like, I like Skylanders. I'll be absolutely honest. I loved them. Mm-hmm. I loved the Toys to Life on that one too. I collected most of those.
And so when Rose put that in chat just now, I had this weird moment where I thought for a minute that Crash showed up in Sonic Boom, and then I was like, no, that didn't happen.
No.
But he could show up in this. Who knows?
He could show up. I'll be honest. Crash might have made Sonic Boom better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The possibilities are endless, John, for this new animated series. I hope it's good.
I do too. I want to know who's going to be Sonic.
Here's what I hope. Number one, I have several hopes. Number one, Eggman is the only human in this show. Period.
Yes.
Number two, they are in the forest and don't leave. They're in the Green Hill Zone. They do not leave there.
Okay, no, I will. They can go to the other areas that are in like Sonic games, like and not the new ones. I'm more talking about like the 2D side-scrolling ones, like so Casino Nights and stuff like that. That I'm fine with.
Basically, what I'm saying is they don't go to Earth and they don't go to space.
Yes, agreed, 100%. Yeah, I'm all on that one. Eggman, Robotnik, whatever the hell you want to call him. He's the only human. For some odd reason, he's in there. I'm cool with building us a backstory that he somehow teleported there, and he needs Sonic speed to teleport back home because he was trying to find a cure for a kid. I don't know. I don't care. Eggman needs to be the only person.
Number three hope.
Okay.
Shadow the Hedgehog, and this has to be late in the series, Shadow the Hedgehog is the only character that's allowed to show up from the 3D Sonic games. No Big the Cat, no Cream and Cheese, no Chow.
Give me Big the
no
Cat,
Rouge
and
the
I
Bat,
will agree with you.
no Omega, none of them.
Oh, come on. Rouge is great.
No.
I don't really know. I
She's
just know
a
the
friggy
names
bat.
of the jokes.
Friggy Bat. What? Why of all... Right. Why of all the animals you can sexualize would they say, let's go with bat? I just imagine in that like room where the Sonic Adventure guys are like, bat? Yeah, like a sexy bat. Do you mean like sexy cat? No, sexy bat. Dumb, weird looking bat.
It starts with a B. Bats.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope this is going back to the distilled Sonic. Like, Sonic as the Sonic message of the original games could not be more perfect right now. Because it is essentially a video game about climate change. It's about a bunch of animals teaming up with an evil scientist to stop them polluting their forest. That's all that game should be. And so I think a series could be really good about that.
I'm going to put a force stipulation. I like every single one of yours. Maybe not Rouge, because I freaking love and hate that concept of it. And like having Knuckles just like fawn over her. But I'm thinking of 2D animation when I'm doing that. My fourth one is how we get chili dogs. Because God help me, there better be a damn chili dog in the show, because Sonic loves chili dogs. It's the only reason I started eating chili dogs when I was a kid. I am not even lying.
Okay.
I watched the original Sonic cartoon and I was like, what's a chili dog? I want to eat a chili dog because Sonic is cool. So I want Eggman to accidentally introduce chili dogs to Sonic the Hedgehog.
I started eating custard because the Teletubbies did. My mom would tell me it was tubby custard and I would eat it. And
I was not ready for that.
So yeah, like dumb kids do dumb stuff. Like
kids do dumb shit.
Yeah.
I 100% agree.
So that's the end of our show this week. We will be back next week. The way we're thinking of it now is it's going to be the last show of the year, purely because we're going to take the holidays off. There'll be no news anyway, so it wouldn't be worth it to come here and do a show. So yeah, next week we'll be here, but that'll be the last show of the year. Hopefully some special surprises to cap off the year with. But until then, we have been Playhouse Live. If you are listening to this in podcast or video form on YouTube afterwards, know that every week we do this live on our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/playhouselive at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on Saturdays. Again, Twitch chat, if you're here right now, we'll be doing our normal post-show Q&A after we go off the air today. Not off the air on Twitch, because then it would just be me and John answering each other's questions. You get the idea. But in the meantime, you can go to entertheplayhouse.com to find all of our content. You can go to our YouTube channel to find all of our videos, including our reactions to the Game Awards from earlier this week. You can go to @enterplayhouse to follow us on Twitter and keep up to date with the latest news with everything Playhouse. Until then, we will see you next week.
See you later.